Hello, sisters. Welcome to the Sacred Medicine Podcast, weaving powerful, soulful practices into functional medicine. Step into this beautiful space of devotion and explore everything from nurturing foods, rituals, sexuality, and awakening your innate sensuality. It is time to own your radiance. This is the Sacred Medicine Podcast. Hello and welcome to the Sacred Medicine Podcast. I am your host, Margaret Romero, and today I have a very special guest, Aleta St James. I wanted to introduce you to her because she has been a part of my life for many years, and I wanted to share her healing skills and all of her knowledge with you because I feel like she is such a gem and she is such a wise woman. So welcome, Aleta. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me be here. Hi, everyone out there. We're going to talk today about regeneration, about winding up, not down.
Yes, and I don't know if as many, a lot of you may or may not know that Aleta had twins at the age of 58.
57.
Right. 57.
Right.
Okay. So, and now they're 12 years old, and Aleta looks fantastic. Really, you look beautiful, and you're just radiant. So, do you want to share like how you do that?
Well, first of all, when you have twins, and everybody that's a mother out there, preteens, excuse me, as I say, we're not tweens anymore, we're preteens. It's very challenging because there's a different generation, and you have to keep up with the times, and you certainly have to keep your energy going. So my work is about life shifting. I wrote a book called Life Shift, like Go and Live Your Dream, which is about how you can stay in a place of happiness and manifestation even when things happen in your life that are disappointing. You go through divorces, you feel like you gained too much weight, you just got devastated in terms of a relationship, and you're getting older. And in this society, when you're getting older, that's supposed to be the end of the line. And for me, it was the beginning. It was the beginning of the line because I had that in my whole being. So doing Life Shift is basically how to shift your negative energy, clear it, become neutral, and then bring in the positive affirmations and electrical magnetic energies that help you resonate to what you want rather than what you don't want. So for instance, when I wanted to have twins at 57, in the corner of my room I had pictures of women that I helped get pregnant in their 40s. And then I had a boy doll and a girl doll, and I kept on looking at that picture, those pictures. And if anybody said to me, "Are you crazy? Why, nobody's ever done this, it's 0.00, and I said, no. Yes, I am crazy. I have that about me, I'm edgy. However, I can do it, and if you don't want to do it, that's up to you. So I never thought that I couldn't do it. And that's one of the big secrets of manifesting. Believing with certainty, 100 million %, that yes, I can. If I put my mind to it, and I put all the energies around it, and I clear away the subconscious blocks that are resistance to me having what I want. And that's a lot of my practice of, private sessions and workshops. I'm intuitive. I was born psychic.
Very intuitive, by the way. Yes.
In fact, I helped somebody in a court case with the jury the other day, and she says, "You're frighteningly accurate."
Wow.
Because I was able to read each jury member when she told me who they were, and it was right on the nose.
Wow.
And she won the case. They wanted her to settle for a lot of money, and I said, I don't think so. And she didn't, and she won. Could have been $1 million. So anyway, I use that psychic ability and intuitive ability to help people go into their subconscious and say, oops, I have this belief that happened to me when I was 6 that I'm not good enough, or I'm not lovable, or I don't deserve to receive. And then we can track down the trauma that happened around that incident. I put my hands on the person, you breathe into it. I use color for healing. plus years and years of meditation. So when I put my hands on somebody, I'm transferring tremendous amounts of energy to pull the negative out and to put the transmission of what you want to feel, which is lovable, that you're enough, that you deserve to receive in the cells of the body, not just in the head. Candace Pert wrote Molecules of Emotion, and she was basically talking about the fact that our traumas are not necessarily in the brain, they're in every cell of our body and in our organs. And so you need to kind of combine the emotional release work, the healing work, along with reprogramming and retracking the brain's belief system as to who you are and what you can have. So the reason why I look younger, it's not because of plastic surgery right now, it's because I'm channeling the energy. So when I have a stressful situation, which when you have preteens and a mother who has dementia, 93, and she keeps calling me up and saying, my clothes are in the refrigerator, Aleta, how do I get them out? Go, Mom, you have dementia, your clothes are not in the refrigerator, and blah, 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 blah. So it's not like I have a cakewalk of a life. And then I have a big practice where I'm healing people and helping them shift. And, I get my life in there a little bit too. So what I do is that I can constantly let go of negative energy and shocks, breathe, get onto a higher consciousness of the happy, joyous state, and then focus on what I want rather than what I'm fearing that I'm not going to have. So for instance, I was just sharing this with Margaret, I had a big shock on Friday. Somebody who was really crucial for me in terms of projects and things all of a sudden just left. And so there I was, and I'm in a generation where we're not the best in computers and there was whole new things that we're putting in, and I could go down with the ship and be victimized in this. I did get angry, I did release that, but then I went, okay, universe, bring in the next person that's supposed to help me. And all of a sudden, my other assistants started coming in, other friends were coming in and jumping in. I'm not saying it's a day at the beach right now, but things are getting done. I'm actually able to do your show, which is beautiful. And kids are not, in bad shape. They're doing their thing. And life is going on. And so something new is going to happen. And if this person was still doing these projects, maybe it wouldn't be manifesting in the way that it needs to. So that's another thing I want to talk about in terms of shifting up and being young. Like, I have a projection of being 120. Now, I used to make that a joke. I used to say, haha, I'm going to live to 120. And of course, you don't want to live to 120 and be decrepit, because that's horrible. So I was going to have joy and vitality, and I have kids, and yes. But I realized something, that I was doing a radio interview, and I said that, and he said, oh yes, we have a whole group of people that are going to live to 120.
Really?
Yeah. There's a whole group. And I went, you're kidding. No, you can probably find them on the internet. And it's in the Bible that you could live to 120. And then astrologically, they're talking about you could live to 150. So everything that Margaret is doing and bringing to you, viewers out there, is about sexual regeneration and feeling good as a woman and winding up and not down. And that's why she's having me here, to enrich your lives and understand that it's joy and happiness in sexuality, in emotional well-being, in setting your mind in a higher vibrational state so you can manifest your personal reality that makes your life happy, and that you can manifest and live your dreams. So the thing that always is wonderful to me is when I get these testimonials from my clients, and they're saying, oh my God, I had one session with you and my whole life shifted. Wow. This happened, that thing happens, I won the case. That's all great. And then there's some times where it's, oh my God, I'm still in the trenches. And I said, that's your process.
Right. It's different for everybody.
Yeah, it's different. But you don't get stuck in the trenches. You vibrate up. You use I have a great book, The Life Shift, Let Go and Live Your Dream, which could be very helpful to you if you want to get the Bible of transformation. That's it. When I wrote it in this room that we're in. I had the babies and 2 car seats next to me.
Oh my gosh.
I had to do it in 3 months, but of course I did have I had an idea what I was going to do. And it just manifested itself, and people have used it throughout the world in terms of changing their lives. And then of course I have meditations, chakra balance, getting your chakras together, and all sorts of things that people can really connect to in terms of being happy and living your dreams, and that's what we're both about.
Can you give us maybe an example of, like, if someone's stuck with something, trying to make a decision, or something just happened, and how can they tap in? I know when they come in to see you, and I've experienced this firsthand, and there have been multiple shifts in my life for sure. But let's say somebody doesn't have access to you and they're not local. What can they do? Is there a practice that they can do to sort of tap in and kind of, what if they don't know that subconscious block? They don't know what it is, maybe.
Okay, so usually if you have a block, there's a fear. So I always use the light. Now, if you don't know what that fear is, electric blue, it's like a cobalt blue, cuts through fear and gets to the truth. So what it would be is that you ask yourself, now if I did know what I was feeling, what would it be? And then it could be, I feel isolated, I feel alone, I think I'm never going to be a success in my life or have a relationship. Then you close your eyes, your eyes are closed, and you breathe into that, and you hold it for the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You say it's a feeling, not a fact, and then you release it on the exhale out into the universe, into a gold sun. And you do that until you neutralize it. And sometimes it takes 5 times, sometimes it takes 6, sometimes you can do it in 3. And then once it's neutralized and you feel, okay, I'm in a neutral space, what do I want to feel? So let's say I want to feel loved, I want to feel like I'm enough. Then you think of somebody or some situation that gives you a great feeling of love, and then you breathe that in to your whole being, right in your heart center. So you're creating that feeling that you were lacking before. And then you say an affirmation, which is, I am loved, I am enough, I am more than enough to experience everything that I need to experience and to be successful in my life. And then once you really are there, the brain can't tell the difference between real and the imagination. You get the feeling of it, and then you're shifting up. And then you start to visualize what you want. So for instance, if you just feel like you got dumped in a relationship, or there's a horrible thing that just happened in terms of your finances, once you move up into that field of love, that place where you visualize and manifest, you move into seeing what you want to happen as if it's already happened. So you see yourself in a new relationship, maybe holding hands with someone, feeling love. You feel what it's like to have financial freedom and abundance coming to you. You don't have to figure out how. You just have to get the feeling going. And then feel like you're magnetically attracting those circumstances to you. Now, once you shift into that dynamic, then all of a sudden you feel happy and you don't feel so downtrodden. And happy equals manifestation. If you want to manifest, you can't manifest in the doldrums. So they say when you pray as if it's already happened. Someone said, please God, bring this to me, blah, blah, blah. That's really that's the low frequency of prayer. You want to pray like, thank you so much for the blessings of a wonderful relationship. And thank you so much for the blessings of more financial abundance and freedom in my life. And that's a lot of my work. So it's about life shifting and constantly being challenged to stay in that happy place. So when I had that shock that happened to me on Friday, I was kidding around with my friends and I said, I'm losing my happy place because I was. And then you have to get excited and like, that's horrible, I hate it, let it all out. Don't pretend you're Mother Teresa and you don't have any feelings.
Right.
You gotta be real. but then say, I'm not going to get stuck in this, because then that creates my reality, that I can't get help and everything's horrible and blah, blah, blah. So you say, okay, all right, let me shift out of this. You shift up, and then you start to create what you want. And that's basically my work, you know, in a very simplistic form, but those are the steps.
I love it. I love it. So I wanted to interview Aleta because I wanted to also walk you through a couple of the things that she does here in her little sanctuary of an office that I just love. It's very homey and warm in here. And so I wanted to demo, you know, she also has, can you talk about the chakra?
Okay, now when I went to John of God, I worked in Brazil a little bit, and then I went up to Omega, and I was able to bring back the chakra bed, which you'll see. And it's a wonderful tool because it just lines up with your chakras, and it puts the frequency of the energy into the chakras while I'm putting my hands on my client. It is. It's really. I go lay under it, and then I visualize what I want to create, and it's amazing.
Oh my gosh!
So you're bringing the energy from, you know, John of God. Plus, there's an entity that works through him called Dr. Gusto that I have a picture of in a triangle that works in this room with me. And then the drum, the famous drum, which is, I don't get a regular beat on the drum, but I'm channeling healing energy through the drum, and I use it a lot when I do like Skype sessions, phone sessions, because with the drum I can feel what's blocked in someone's energy field. So if I'm doing a Skype or on the phone, and I'll tell them to move to the drum to release a negative feeling that's blocked in their system, I will actually, the drum will start going boom, boom, and I'll say, okay, now what's happening? Well, I was just feeling, you know, that I could never be happy. It went, you could see it right in the frequency, right through the drum. So then I said, okay, let's release it, work with it. Then I start the drum again, and sure enough, they start moving. So the drum creates a vibrational rate that actually heals the body and the mind through whatever channels in terms of the healing energy through me. Because it's, somebody else can pick up the drum, do the same kind of pattern, and it doesn't have the same effect. We've tried it. It doesn't, so you have to keep me around. That's why I'm going to live to 120. So you can get drunk.
Well, you're going to join Dave Asprey. Do you know him? He's from the Bulletproof podcast. He has a book that just came out. Anyway, he talks about living till, like, I don't know, 120 or 150 or something like that.
Oh, really? It does?
It does.
See there, I told you they're around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so let's demo a little bit of what Aleta does here. How long do you normally keep people on this?
Well, I start, what I do is I'll do a reading for the client that comes in, and then when I'm going to do the healing, I put them underneath the chakra lights right away. So then what I do is I get on the bed here, in bed with Aleta, and then I start doing my healing work with my hands and using the chakra lights. So, for instance, what I would do is, like, say, visualize the cobalt blue ray of light coming in through the top of your head, and then you close your eyes. And you just breathe into this whole thing. And then what I would do is lead you through a process, like I was doing before, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And help you release whatever was blocked in the chakra, and also using these lights. You see, so it's like a double hit. It's a 1-2 punch.
And you also use essential oils as well.
Oh yeah, and we have the essential oils here. This is Release by Young Living Essential Oils, and I start, you know, the session that way. And then I have the drum, and I'll do that. And then I have the bells, the Tibetan bells. They're from the 16th century.
Yeah.
So everything is really about vibration, shifting energy, and then locking in the positive, the higher frequency. So that it's not like, oh, I felt great in the session and then I haven't been able to keep it up.
Right.
It's I felt great in the session and I feel like I'm grounding it.
Yeah.
Okay, right there. And This is the joys of not having an assistant.
You guys, I love this thing. Like, I want one in my home. It's fantastic. So as you can see, these are all the colors of the chakras. And there's 7 of them. And they're all, if you can see them lighting up, and they're hitting all of my chakras right now. And I've had sessions with Aleta, so everything that she's telling you right now is everything that she has done with me. She'll sit here, she will transmit energy. She's so intuitive, and it's like she just reads you. It's amazing. And then she uses essential oils that just help the whole process, which is just beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Aleta.
Oh, thank
It was
you.
so great to see you.
Great to see you too.
And if you want to know more about Aleta, all the information on where to find her and for all of information about her books, you will find it in the show notes at margaretromero.com/podcast.
Thank you very much for joining us, and onward and forward.
Thank you so much.